Hi, and welcome to this Fornav coffee break. My name is René Brummel. I'm a product specialist at Fornav, and I will be your presenter today. As this coffee break is live, you can ask your questions via the GoToWebinar question window. We will answer them at the end of the coffee break. Today, we're going to explain how to add personalized content to your Business Central reports. In daily business operations, every customer interaction matters. Whether sending a sales quote, confirming an order, delivering an invoice, or following up via email, companies need to include messages that are clear, relevant, and tailored to the recipient. This can also be an opportunity to highlight a relevant promotion or introduce complementary products or services, turning simple routine communication into a subtle value-adding upsell or cross-sell touchpoint. Fornav personalized content allows you to add customized text, images, tables, Business Central data, and other content directly into Business Central documents and emails, all without coding. This helps ensure communications are relevant, consistent, and tailored to each recipient. As a result, you turn your customer touchpoints into professional, personalized, and revenue-driving interactions. To demonstrate adding personalized content, I'm going to use these steps. The prerequisites, what do I need to get going? In step 2, I will set up a text template. In step 3, I will get text from a master template. In step 4, I will add new text types to my reports. Let's start with the first step. Today, I will be working on a Business Central on-premise server with the Business Central 2025 Wave 2 release. I've installed the Fornav customizable report pack and have executed the step-by-step wizard from the assisted setup to get started. I've installed the Fornav Designer, which is part of the Fornav Toolbox. You can download the Fornav Toolbox from the Fornav website. And of course, everything I do today will also work in a cloud environment. The first thing we will do is add a pretext to our sales quote where we greet our customer and thank them for their business. This is a fairly basic task that we get asked fairly often, which is one of the reasons why we started building the personalized content in the first place. What we want to do is really simple, just add a bit of text to the sales quote to make the document a little bit more personal. To do so, I will open my text templates. I have nothing here yet, so I'll create a new one and go to sales quote pre. The language is going to be English, and the source table number is 36 because that's the source table that the sales quote is built on. And the text type is going to be pre. We ship the Fornav report pack with these three text types, master, post, and pre, and the reports that we have are pre-configured to use pre and post. We'll add new text types later on. For now, I'll just stick with pre. You can use a starting date and an ending date, for instance, for a promotion, and you can add a usage filter value, which is a pre-filter that allows us to choose for which records we want to use this. And I'm going to use document type. And the document type is obviously going to be quote because I only want to use this text on the sales quotes. Hit OK. And those are the basics. Then what we want to do is add some text. So I'm going to open our HTML editor. First thing I'm going to do is just paste in the plain text that I have prepared before. Removed all formatting. We'll add text with formatting later on. For now, I just want to start with the basics. Now, if you want to add formatting, it's the easiest to add the formatting before you insert the text replacements. WYSIWYG editors and text replacements are tricky to start with. So best thing to do is just type your text and do the text replacements later. Stick with the formatting. So grab a different font, grab a different text color, and that's when we want to start adding the magic. So I want to add hello customer name. That of course isn't what I want. I want to add a dynamic salutation. To do so, I can add the curly bracket, and that will allow me to use any field from the data set that is connected to the sales template And we have a curt text dot salutation that I can use for the salutation, and then remove the basic text. We have the same thing for the username. That's what I mean with the formatting. So use the curt text username, which is grabs the username from the current user from the database. Do the same thing with the email address, curt text user email address. So those are the basics. Of course, I can also add captions from the database. Captions are in block brackets. So start writing block brackets, and I can use things like table captions or captions from any field in the database. Next thing I want to add is called salesperson. Obviously, I don't want that in my finalized text. So I want to grab the salesperson. You can see that all I have is the base table salesperson code. And of course, I can add that to my communication, but the customer won't know what the salesperson code is. They won't know who to call. So I need to get the salesperson name from my base data set. I'll just close the text editor, and I can add a new related table in my related tables page. And you can see by default, we have a base table, which in this case is the sales header. We have the company information, and we have the current text. I can add a new table right here. Grab the salesperson, which is table 313 from the database. Then I need to tell Fornav where to get this data from. So I need to give it a link reference, which of course is going to be the base table because the salesperson code is on the base table. Then I can add a table relation. And the table relation is going to be the code. It's going to be connected to the field salesperson code. And this fields lookup automatically filters on fields that are of the same type. So I'm looking for a code, so all I can find is codes and text. Okay, and that grabs me field 1 connected to salesperson code. Close this, and go back to our HTML editor. Now to remove a text replacement, these text replacements are in blocks, and you can't edit them because if you edit one of these, they obviously will break. To remove them, simply hit Control backspace, and that will remove the entire text block. Then we can create a new one. And right now we have salesperson.name. That's all we need to do. That's the basics. I'll close the text editor, and because we have added these text templates to our standard Fornav report layouts, I can open my sales quotes, hit print, and then we'll add the text with the formatting and the text replacements to our report. So the salutation has been resolved to dear Mr. Ryan Tanner. The salesperson is Otis Vols, and I'm called Admin Adminson in our company. So those are the basics. And now we have added a pretext. We may also want to add a post text to our quote. And I may want to add some data and a logo from the company information table. And in fact, I want to add that information to all of my sales documents, quotes, orders, invoices, and everything. And in this case, I want to create a master template and use that master template on my other documents. The master templates are nothing other than just normal templates. So I will call this sales master post. Language is English again. Now let's stick this one on the sales header. Now for the text type, I'm going to use the master template. There is nothing magical about the master template. We have just added a master template to prevent the master templates from accidentally being used in sales documents. So I can use a post as a master template and use that on other documents. Not a problem at all, but it will get printed on all documents with the sales header. All of that is done. Let's edit some HTML. In this case, I want to add some stuff from the company information table. And let's put that in an actual table. Our text editor, once you select an object, in some cases you get a formatting bit for that object. In this case, I can format my table, and this table I want to have it 90% of the full width. That gives me some space to work with. And in this table, of course, I can simply use the company information.name, the company information.address. I want to add the images, which is the company information.picture, but simply adding a picture here doesn't work. And it doesn't work because we can't see from the data that the company information.picture is an actual picture. You can see it's a blob field, but that's about it. So we can't really resolve this into an actual picture. So what we've done in our latest release is we have added an insert picture control. That a normal picture, you can drop an image or you can grab an image from a website. We've added the insert image from dataset, and in here I can add an image from my dataset, and this will automatically get a drop-down field with all of the blob and media fields in my database. So if I were linked to the image table, for instance, I would get the image media field in here as well. In this case, I'm just going to grab the company information.picture and hit insert, and that gets me the picture. By default, this picture is the same size as the actual image, which in this case might be a little bit too big. Again, simply click it and I get the image controls. I can change my size. I say the maximum width is going to be 200. That changes the size of the image placeholder. And of course, I can change the way this image works. Simply click into the insert image text box again. I can change the source control. I can change the alternative text and just make that into a logo and change that. So that adds the image. Then I want to center the image. I want to center my text as well. That here. And finally, I want to add a hyperlink to my company website. The company website is on the company information as well. And once again, just adding the home page doesn't work because we don't know that this is an actual link and that you want to display it as a link. And besides, links have some more properties. So we've added an insert link property where you can choose the company information at homepage, the display text. Let's make that the homepage caption. And you can say open in a new window, yes, yes or no. Insert link, that inserts my link. And let's align center this one as well. So that's how you would add an image and a hyperlink from the database. And that is my template done. Now what I need to do is grab a new text template where I'm going to use my master template. So let's say sales header post. I want to use this template on all of my sales headers. English 36. And because I want to use it on all of my sales documents, I'm going to use leave the usage filter blank. Say, and this is going to be post. And now I need to tell my text template where to find the master. I do that in the related tables again. Create a new related table, call it master. Simply link to the 4nav text template. The next thing I need to do is specify a link reference. This 4nav text template has the same text replacements as the text template that I'm working from. So I need to connect it to a master table as well, and I do that by simply setting the link reference. So I can set the link reference to sales header, and then it will know that it needs to do the text replacement based on the sales header. I could also, if I wanted to, create a template, build a template on the company information and link it into the company information table. And that way I can create a master text based on the company table that I can use on sales, purchase, and every other document in my database, because it's no longer based on the sales header. In this case, this is good enough for me. Add a table relation, because I need to know which master template to grab. In this case, I'm going to use a constant relation because I want to hard link it to my master template. And that's pretty much it. This will always get the master template and hook it into the base table and build the text replacements from the base table. And once I've done that, I can edit my HTML. Use master text. And you don't only need to use master text, by the way. You can add some text after. Oh. Add some text before. Close this one, go back to our sales quote. Run the document, and you can see that we have now the pre-text and the post-text. And because the pre-text and the post-text is connected to our 4nav HTML splitter, it will actually split the HTML in chunks. The text before, then the actual master text, and then the text after is placed on the next page. And that's because there's not enough space here for the text. Tables, by the way, if you use tables or lists in your HTML, they never get splitted. So tables and lists will always be kept together on the same page. And I can do this for all of the other sales documents as well. Let's stick with the sales quote for now, because we have some more to do. Because finally we can add a new text type and add that to our reports. And also, if you have any report layouts that were created before we've added the text templates, I will show you how to add the pre and post text on those. First thing we'll do is go to the text types. We have the list in here. Simply add a new one. Call it promo. For promotions. Go to my text templates. Create a new text template. And sales header promo in English. Again on the sales header. And the text type is going to be promotion. And let's say I want to run this promotion only in this month. I'll say it only runs from 1/2 to 28. Then we need to edit the HTML. In this case, I don't need to actually find a type. Our marketing department has created a Word document with our limited time offer for the Great Coffee Break coffee beans we've sold before. Simply copy this text from the Word document, paste it in here, and it will detect I'm pasting from a Word document. I can clean the formatting or keep the formatting. I keep the formatting, and that gets me my limited time offer. And that's all I need to do. Next step is to add this promo text type to my sales quote documents. To start editing my sales quote report. And you can see in here that we've added the header pretext and header post text as data items. To add a new text type, simply insert the template, pretext or post text, which is how you would add them to your existing reports. Add a new post text. That gets me the post text one. You can see everything is created for me. I've got the calculated field for the text, and I've got the data item filter set to post. In this case, of course, I don't want to grab the text for the post text. I want to grab the text for the promos. Where is it? Here we go. The header text body is there with set to can grow, and the text is there set to multi-line and can grow. So it actually grows to the size of my HTML text, and that's all I need to do. Let's save and activate. And go back to my sales quote. And that does not give me the text. And that's as expected, because if I go to my settings, my work date is in 2028, and we've specified that this text is supposed to be printed only in February 2026. So let's set the work date to today, preview, and that does get me the text on my sales document. So that's how you would add new text types and add them to existing or new report layouts. So let's recap what we just did. We found that we could add new text templates to easily create text to add to our reports. We could add new related tables to get data from any table inside Business Central. We created a new master template so we can use the same text on multiple text templates. We use the insert link and insert image fields to add images and hyperlinks based on the fields in the Business Central database. And finally, we added a new text type and added that to the 4nav report layout. You can also use this method to add template text to existing report layouts. Thank you for listening to me so far. I can see we don't have any questions. If you do have any questions, just type them into the question window. If I don't get any more questions, I will go and wrap up this coffee break. If you want to know more about 4nav, or if you want to download the 4nav toolbox, please visit our website. If you want to install 4nav in Business Central Cloud, please visit the Microsoft App Source. You can watch more videos about 4nav on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions about 4nav, please email them to support@4nav.com. For a full list of upcoming and recorded coffee breaks, please visit 4nav.com/coffeebreak. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next coffee break. Goodbye.